Welcome to The 15th Floor, a Radiohead reaction podcast where a Gen X father tries to convince his Gen Z son that Radiohead is the greatest band of all time by introducing him to Radiohead music one song at a time. You'll hear Jacob react for the first time to that song and talk about why he thinks it does or does not contribute to that idea, and then I will convince him, of course, that it absolutely does, and he is either correct or wrong, depending on what he came up with.
More aggressive on this than usual.
That's true. That's true. I've gained 20 pounds, and with that 20 pounds comes all sorts of energy.
Yep.
I'm just trying to burn some calories making videos. It's been a long time since we've done a reaction to a Smile song. You must think it's crazy that I'm a Radiohead fan and I haven't just listened to the Smile, but we decided a long time ago that we were going to listen to these songs together, and I hope this doesn't come off wrong or is blasphemous, but even the Smile, which has been very good, I don't think I've heard a bad Smile song yet, but it doesn't, I don't have to get to it like I do Radiohead. We're going to do Speech Bubbles. That was one of the highly requested ones. If there's a Smile song that we haven't reacted to yet, go ahead and tell us which ones we should react to next. I guess we don't have anything to say. Is there anything else we introduce usually at this point? It's been a long time since we've done a video, so I'm trying to remember what we do. If for some reason you found this channel and you don't know what the Smile is, it's Johnny Greenwood, Tom York, Tom Skinner. It's a side project for Radiohead. I guess that's all I can say. So today we are doing Speech Bubbles from their album A Light for Attracting Attention.
Left in a station with a note upon. Now there's never any place to put my feet back down. No, there's never anywhere. Seen us roll away, lots are taken down. On a newspaper stand, any feeble branch to put my weight upon. Well, I lied to myself anywhere I did to put my feet back down.
I don't know what to say right now. It's unique. It's different. It's
that opening was so good. When his vocals came in and they were just down that end of the hall sound that Radiohead has done before, but Tom York's vocals it just felt like home. It just felt like a song, a sound that I'm comfortable with, a sound that my musical heart can fit right into perfectly and say, settled in, this is going to be good. And then it got very narrative The song got narrative, the almost film noir type of music, reflective. Not just reflective in lyrics, but reflective in sound. But everything about it sounds familiar to me as a Radiohead fan. With just a little bit more linear narrative storytelling than I'm used to with Radiohead.
It's something I haven't really heard of before. It's not really something I have listened to before, and it's a nice new thing. There is... I really don't like bringing up Imagine Dragons.
Oh, dear.
I know everyone just did that.
And maybe I'll defend you a little bit here. You're not You're not saying this song reminds you of Imagine Dragons. I think. Is that what you're gonna say?
I was gonna say there's one song that they did, but that got me like. Yeah, there's one song that they did in their second album that starts off something like this, and I liked that sound, and so hearing that reminded me of that. Which one does it better? Probably, I'm gonna say them. The Smile for to protect me and to make sure that people don't hate on me.
So come on,
I don't know. So yeah, it was a nice reminding sound, and the song that I'm talking about kind of goes away from that after a little bit and goes into classic, like a almost rock Imagine Dragons that some people are familiar with.
Okay.
But this one is staying the way it is. It's been the whole time, and I kind of like how it's staying like that. I feel like the best part of that song I was talking about is that first opening. So, yeah, I was all over the place, but basically what I'm saying is that I like this sound.
It's impossible for me It's impossible for me to listen to this and not try to figure out where it fits into Radiohead, which is not fair because that's probably not what they want to do, and it's not fair to the members of Radiohead who are not participating in this. But it has elements of the King of Limbs, and it has blended in with some elements of what they were transitioning to from Hail to the Thief from Hail to the Thief to In Rainbows, and some unreleased things. So I really like it, and it's easy for me to like. But I'm also a fan of old rock operas. Of course, I always bring up Pink Floyd, but other people that attempted to do the same thing, Styx, and their attempt at storytelling. And you always do better. Storytelling always goes better in music in a reflective form rather than in a straightforward third grader writing poetry form. And that's what they're nailing here. I think if you're a Radiohead fan, you'll understand this comparison. It really has as far as a storytelling and musical pattern feel similar to Paranoid Android. And it might be the Paranoid Android of this album. which I haven't heard straight through or anything like that to actually make that kind of claim. But that's where my vibes were going.
The piano kind of helped the sound, but yeah, that last part where, like, the first bit of the song is like a sense of wanting to like just be alone, be away from everything.
Yeah,
just to almost disappear completely. I messed that up.
Recall.
And then at the end there,
and persistence.
Yep. At the end there, it was almost like an uplifting. This is where I'm at, and even if I don't like it, I have to do this. Well, maybe it's like a trial in your life. Maybe the first part's like, I don't want to do this. I'm just going to back out. But then the last part's like pushing you on, and it's like lifting you up, and it just felt like you were rising up.
Yeah, part of that storytelling, part of that. And I'd have to listen to it a lot more before I realize what the kind of imagery, because the imagery I've got is still stuck on like film noir type, street lamps. We often think in terms of like soundtracks.
Yeah, that's just an easier way to connect, though.
That's right. Yeah, you can plug it in, and this one does really well with that. So far, this might be my favorite one from A Light for Attracting Attention, just because the immediate visceral feeling to it, and I think I've connected with a few of them right away. But this one, I feel like the moment I heard Tom's voice and the melodically what he was doing in that I don't want to say whimpering because that sounds like almost like a negative, but in that early wailing that he was doing that was so familiar, so limbic. I mean, right out of the gate, I'd give it an 8 for me, and I recognize how much of that comes from my connection with Radiohead. But I think if I am saying these people belong to a band called Radiohead, who is the greatest rock band of all time, and then I play this song, you would have a hard time connecting those dots. But if I just say, sit you down, let you relax, maybe feed you a couple of mushrooms. No, I'm kidding. And make you have you listen to this song and let it just take you where it's going to take you. I don't see anybody being disappointed, so I'm giving it an 8.
I'd give it an 8. It was nice because I was able to connect it to not a soundtrack.
Okay.
Because it was. I kind of got the meaning of it.
Yeah.
Well, maybe the meaning of it. I mean, most songs there's multiple meanings, so I'm going to say I got the meaning of it.
Yes. Yeah. And you're not bold enough to say you want.
This is
you
it.
Connected with Tom.
Yeah. This is exactly what he meant.
Yeah. No one wants that. I don't think Tom wants that. I'll ask him next time I'm talking to him. Yep. I think any artist wants you to connect with their art in a way that you want to connect with it.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. That doesn't take it so out of context that you're dangerous,
yep,
or you're abusing their art or abusing its message. And I'm glad you liked that enough because we haven't gone into a lot. Well, I mean, we've got into a lot of Radiohead, but we have a lot of Radiohead left that isn't that isn't wearing a fancy multicolored coat right off the bat. It's got layers. So I'm excited for you to hear some of that stuff. I think I'm going to go to Amnesiac for our next... I think I've got in mind what I want to do there. One of our longtime commenters, subscribers, just one of the good friends of the channel. He put up a top 3 a while ago, and I think this one was on his top 3, so I think I'd like to go to that. And so I think that's where we're going. If there's a song from Amnesiac that we haven't done yet that you'd like to put a vote in for, get those votes in because that's kind of the direction we go is where everyone's thinking. Glad you're back. Glad we're back. Hope you enjoy these videos. Please, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. We're almost there to 1,000. I don't know what happens at 1,000 subscribers, but I'm excited. Yep. And of course, all your positive comments, we really appreciate those. Even in not posting videos, we've had a lot of good people just come on and make positive comments and say nice things about enjoying the channel. And I just think we're so uninteresting. I think it's just the concept, and many people could probably do it better, but we appreciate that you're at least giving us a chance to do it the way we're doing it. So subscribe, do all those things we just said. Continue to love one another. Keep listening to music together. You're now leaving
the 15th floor.